I'm gonna have to ask you not to look directly at it. An at-home pumpkin coffee. I know thrifting makes me feel happy. I know you guys love it. This question starts with, where would you say the source of your joy is? Chase away the big sad blues of yesterday. Who is your celebrity crush? Just a day full of things that make me happy. Hello fellow YouTubers, I'm Cassandra Joy and welcome to my channel. Yesterday was a horrible, no good, very bad day. In the words of Janice from Friends, I had a supremely awful day. It was not great. There were a lot of tears, a lot of prayers, but today I'm feeling a lot better, which I'm so thankful for. So for today's video, I wasn't quite sure what exactly I wanted to film. I did know I wanted there to be a Q&A sprinkled throughout. I've decided that I want to film just a day full of things that make me happy. That might mean thrifting, it'll definitely mean coffee. It might even mean pulling out some movies that make me feel warm and fuzzy, like The Mummy. Does that surprise you that that makes me feel warm and fuzzy? Because it does. I just want today to be a sigh of relief, a big calming exhale, all while answering your questions. First order of business, get breakfast. Make sure it's a protein-filled one. As you can see, I'm all ready for the day. I have an appointment this morning that I have to go to, but after that, I'm all yours. And I'm thinking it might just be fun to take the day as it comes. You'll already know what today's gonna hold from the title, but it'll be a nice surprise for me. So I think while I eat breakfast, I want to watch some Murder, She Wrote. This is not out of the ordinary, however, it does have some special meaning today. A few days ago, Angela Lansbury passed away, and I don't want to make this vlog sad or anything, but she was a big part of my childhood. She was Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast, which I watched religiously. Murder, She Wrote, you guys know, holds a very special place in my heart because the way Angela Lansbury plays her character of Jessica Fletcher reminds me so much of my grandma, not so much in personality, but just in the time period, the way she dresses, the way she carries herself. It just makes my heart feel so warm and conjures up a lot of childhood memories. So when I heard she passed, I was super sad about it because it just felt like an end of an era. So I thought it might be fun to watch some Murder, She Wrote for a little bit this morning before my appointment. I've officially reached the age where dermatology appointments are necessary. Nothing at all concerning, just sort of a check the box off kind of appointment. And I've never been there before, so I'm leaving a little bit early to give myself some wiggle room, and I will see you afterwards. Hello! I didn't realize I was gonna get 3 different moles removed today. None of them were too concerning. She figured they were benign, but kind of as a safeguard, she removed a couple, including one from my face, which is gonna be great for filming. Oh well. We're all just gonna have to laugh at this, but I'm gonna have to ask you not to look directly at it. I feel like that's a Friends quote from some episode. You'll have to tell me which one if you guys are Friends fanatics like I am. This one is the only mole you can really see, and I'm basically just not allowed to put any retinols or high intensity skincare on, and no makeup on an open wound. You know, typical no-brainer instructions. Now that that appointment's checked off my list, I'm gonna go home, figure out what I want to do for today, and of course take you guys along. Back in the car, I ate some lunch, and I'm trying really hard to not think about this thing in the middle of my forehead. I also need to put some new lipstick on. My lips have been so dry the last few days. I don't know if it's the weather changing and getting colder. It is not good for days where I want to wear lipstick. Very inconsiderate. I finally decided what I want to do. I want to go to a thrifting store I haven't taken you to in a really long time called Annie's Closet. It's a little hole in the wall. If you didn't know it was there, you'd pass right by it. Everything has been pre-owned, pre-loved, but all donated by surrounding churches, varying from clothes to handbags to jackets to shoes for adults and children alike. They even have home decor. It's kind of a smorgasbord of you never know what you're gonna find until you go, which I prefer and love. I know thrifting makes me feel happy. I know you guys love it, so I thought that would be a great way to start out this vlog on our mission to chase away the big sad blues of yesterday. Also, I told you wrong. It's Anna's Closet, not Annie's Closet. Wipers, calm down. Directions, go. I have absolutely nothing in mind that I want to shop for. I have my thrifting staples that I always look for, whether I need them or not, like earrings and jewelry. Leather jackets are always a staple I look for. Christmas is coming up, so I'm trying to keep an eye out for potential gifts for other people. Last year, everyone's gifts that I bought were thrifted, and I loved doing it that way. It was way cheaper. It was a lot of fun going on the hunt and finding those beautiful gems amidst all of the clutter, which I feel like is the best part of thrifting. And they were unique, pretty much one-of-a-kind pieces that are not typically gifted at Christmas, particularly from friends to friends. I definitely want to repeat that for this year, and it is never too early to start. So with that in mind, let's go to Anna's Closet. I'm so happy. Today is such a gorgeous day where I actually could drive with the windows down and it wasn't that chilly. We're starting to hit the point where the leaves have changed and now they're falling. They're not quite as vibrant, they're not quite as pretty. That peak autumnal moment is definitely on its way out, which makes me so sad. Because as soon as the leaves fall, you know winter's on its way. But you all know it's not my favorite season. In fact, it's my least favorite season. But we're not gonna talk about that. This is about chasing the blues away, not borrowing them. But before we go in, I wanted to show you something really cool. So you guys remember when I took you to Antiques Village and I bought those little mini binoculars? One of you kind people in the comments told me that they were in fact opera glasses, which I sort of guessed, but I didn't want to call them that and be wrong. So thank you for confirming. They're actually opera glasses. My mom had the genius idea of getting one of those little, not coin purses. Oh, there's a train. She had the ingenious idea of finding a coin purse, but it looks a little different. It's more elongated. Apparently they are used to hold cigarettes. Just to be clear, no one in my family smokes, but it turned out to be the perfect size for my opera glasses. And this is what she found. I think she found it on Amazon. Super cute, right? They had tons of different colors and my opera glasses fit perfectly inside, which I thought was so cool. So I now have that in my purse at all times. Again, don't know when I'll ever need to spy on people with my little opera glasses, but it's there if I need it. But it was just such a cute little thing I had to show you before we went in. I don't know how much I'll be able to chat with you while I'm in there. It's a very tiny space and sound carries, so I'll probably just film a lot, show you what's there, and then if I find some things, I'll definitely do a haul after. That's a cute little wreath. I like how simple it is. And they even have a Christmas one too. This might be good for my snake plant. Norman Rockwell plates. Only $2.50. That's not bad at all. Curtis has joined me. Basically, I wanted to get him a jacket for Christmas, but I've done that a couple years in a row now and they've never worked, so I just said, forget it, just come, I'll tell you what you're getting, but I need you to pick it.
And she also thought, you know what, this would also make great content.
No.
See, that's what she thought at first, and then she thought, oh, I should also get him something for Christmas.
Not at all.
I just don't know if I have any actual, like, clothes that would go with it. I do like it, though.
I think it's a woman's length.
You think?
Yeah, although this is really long.
That is really long. That's actually, I kind of like that better because it's leather.
That's a good length. Here.
Yeah. I like this then. YouTube how to wear a trench coat.
I think that looks like a man's coat.
Normally they don't have these. Or maybe they do. I don't know.
My battery's about to die, but we found this one that looks really nice.
The question is, would I wear this over a giant marshmallow jacket?
I don't know. For something nicer.
This one.
I like that one a lot.
I think I like this one too. I would like a dressier one that goes down longer.
Yeah. This just suits your frame. It makes you look like you have shoulders. Is that good for a Christmas present?
A nice brown.
Yeah, I think the color suits you and the fit. Yay! I think we found it.
Yay.
I came away with a lot of good stuff. My battery is about to die, so I'm going to go home and then I'll do a haul for you. Guess who found a spare battery in her purse? That was nice. That means not only can I show you the haul, but I can also answer one of your Q&A questions, because I completely forgot up until this point that I did plan on this being a Q&A. The first question I think is very apropos for this video, having talked about having a really sad day and trying to get myself out of it, turn my mood around. This question starts with, I love your personality and the genuine happiness you exude. Where would you say the source of your joy is? Basically, why are you so awesome? First of all, thank you. I don't think anyone's ever called me awesome in my life, so I will take it. There's no simple answer to this question. There are a couple things that I credit to having a particularly happy demeanor. Firstly, I'd like to say I'm not happy all the time. I feel like that's obvious now that I've told you I had a really bad day yesterday. But first and foremost, the biggest credit I give to my overall happiness is my relationship with God. I don't say that flippantly. I don't say that in any kind of snooty way. Well, I have a relationship with God, so I'm always happy. No, I'm not always happy, but I am so much happier having a relationship with God, having Him to talk to pray to lean on. I honestly couldn't tell you the kind of person I would be if I didn't have that. I think I would feel a lot like a balloon that had been let go and is just floating through the ether, being pulled in whatever direction the tide wants to pull me that day. It would just feel very listless and aimless and confusing. And life is confusing enough as it is. So yesterday, for example, I was feeling really upset about something that had happened, and I just remember driving to go pick up my groceries and praying out loud, talking to God like a friend, because really, that's what He is, and just asking to give me peace about the things that were upsetting me. And no word of a lie, by the time I got home, groceries in hand, I felt so at peace. I was still upset at the circumstances, but I wasn't nauseatingly anxious anymore. I know that sounds insane to some of you who have never experienced God in any way. I would not be the person I am without that relationship, without having God in my life. So He was the first credit I would give for my happiness. The second one is actively choosing to have a good attitude. My grandpa would always say something to the likes of, when you wake up in the morning, you can't control what kind of day you're going to have, but you can control your attitude. I think a lot of our discontentment and our upset can be from a lack of control. We can't control how people treat us or what happens to us that day, but there are choices we can make, there are things we can control, and that's our attitude. It's as simple as that. And I think waking up, facing the day, knowing I have that little semblance of control and choice helps immensely. The third is having a really, really good support system. I have a family that I'm incredibly close to. I have friends who I know are lifelong. I know I can lean on my family and my friends during those hard times, during those blue days. Again, I feel like I would just be a balloon bobbing in the breeze if I didn't have them. I know that's probably a more complicated answer than you were wanting, but those are the three things that I can contribute my happiness to: God, active choices, family, and friends. Okay, now that first question's out of the way, I will show you what I got from Anna's closet. The first thing is very heavy. Ugh. I got this gorgeous vase. I'm gonna try to lean it up close so you can see the detail. It has kind of a gold cream pattern in between the white. It's made of porcelain. It doesn't appear to have any damage on it at all. And I thought this would be perfect for my snake plant. I don't know if you remember a couple Christmases ago during Vlogmas, I made a plant pot out of a tea tin. Yeah, a tea tin. And that was the home for my snake plant. It's grown a lot and needs a little more room than my tea tin can offer. So I thought I would get this, which is exceedingly more room than it needs right now. That way I don't have to replant it again and again. This will just be its home for the next long while and can just be one of those tall statement plants that I've always wanted. This was $15. Definitely the priciest item of the whole bunch. The lady that checked me out and the people in line were all commenting on how beautiful it was, so I feel very confident in my choice. You all saw the leather jacket I got my brother. For about 2 Christmases in a row, I've thrifted him a leather jacket, and neither year has it worked. The size was wrong in one way or another, and I was so worried that that would happen again. I didn't want to waste my money, so I just called him up and said, would you come down here? I'm looking for a jacket for you for Christmas. I don't care if you know what it is. Can you just come down, try them on, so that we don't have to worry about it being the wrong size? And he said sure, so he came down and we decided on this. This brand is called Hind, and I believe it's 100% leather. The shell is 100% genuine leather. The filling is polyester, the lining is polyester, and it is dry clean only. So Curtis, when you wear this, don't spill anything on it. The last item is this. It's a gold puffer vest, which you know, gold is my color. I thought it would be the perfect layering piece for fall and winter. It's by Land's End, which I know from my grandma is a really good brand. It's nothing super fancy, it just looks incredibly warm and it's my size. So I thought that would be a good statement piece to add to my fall and winter wardrobe. The total I think came around to $32-ish, so I'm pretty happy with that. right, I am cooking some fish for dinner in my little confectioner oven. I've put salt, pepper, and onion powder on top, and it's gonna taste so yummy. And then I thought after dinner, we might make ourselves a few chocolate chip cookies. I always get the edible cookie dough ones, but I have never actually baked them. I just always prefer to eat them as the cookie dough, but I thought today, just for something extra cozy, I might actually bake one or two. I believe at the beginning of the video I mentioned coffee, but instead of buying it, I'm going to make my own. I have a cool way of making an at-home pumpkin coffee, and that is with this pumpkin butter. I actually got this at Antiques Village. You all loved seeing that place. I'll have to take you back around Christmas. I have used this on bread, to be fair, but just on a whim I thought, let me add a dollop or two to my coffee and see how it tastes. Best decision of my life. Just have my cup of coffee here, have my blender, and I just add as much as I feel like having to my coffee. It doesn't look appetizing at first, but I promise once you blend it, it will. Just add to taste. And then blend away. Once you do that, you just grab your milk of choice, or cream if you want to. I always do milk. Just fill it up to the top and you've got yourself an at-home pumpkin coffee. That tastes so good. You can also grab some nutmeg or cinnamon and sprinkle that on top for added taste, but that would require me getting up, so let's pretend I've done that. This tastes great. I'll bet you pumpkin puree would work just as well. This is just something I happen to have on hand, so I'm gonna enjoy this while my dinner cooks. And in the meantime, I'll answer another question. Another viewer asked, what is your birthday and who is your celebrity crush? Just because I'm curious. I'm a summer baby, so my birthday is July 28th. I've always loved my birthday. I've always loved being a summer birthday. I don't believe in astrology whatsoever, but I am a Leo, and I will say that totally by coincidence, every single description of a Leo fits me to a T. It's the weirdest phenomenon. So I still mention every so often, yeah, I'm a Leo, because for the most part, the descriptions of Leo fit me really well, and by saying I'm a Leo, it helps people understand a little more about me, but I am not a believer in astrology at all. My celebrity crush, I'm not sure I've ever said it on camera before, so thanks for that. My celebrity crush is 100% Tom Hiddleston. If you don't know who he is, he plays a myriad of characters, including, but not limited to, Loki from the Marvel movies. He's just, he's so pretty. So there are a couple reasons why I'm in crush with Tom Hiddleston. One is his acting chops. Oh my word. I think he went to Juilliard, was that right? He actually trained for this. It wasn't just something he set out to do. He actually went to school for it, and it shows. His voice is like a mixture between a panther and a cello. It's just so velvety and luxurious and very nice to listen to. The third reason I really like him is because he seems like one of those genuine gentlemen. In countless interviews, the way he talks about women is so kind and respectful, and not something you hear among young men today. He seems like one of those old school romantics, just based on things he says about love and about how he would approach it. And I just think he's really cool. So that's my celebrity crush. I've now outed myself, thanks for asking. He will never watch this video, but if he does, oh gosh. Okay, so I thought I would have a little bit of a movie night tonight. I never let myself have a movie night. It's always YouTube, it's always catching up on my favorite creators. Tonight, I just felt like watching something that makes me feel instantaneously happy. And that is The Mummy. For anybody who doesn't know, I don't do scary movies, full stop. I feel no shame in saying that. My brain just can't handle it, so anything remotely scary is never going to be something I watch. However, suspense is okay, and things that are so bad CGI-wise compared to what they can be now, you know, just makes it a little scary. The Mummy is probably one of the scariest, and I use that term lightly, movies that I own and will willingly watch on repeat. It doesn't take place in fall, but it gives me those fall feels. I think it has more to do with the color palette, with the storyline, and a bit of that spooky touch that comes along with the autumn season. If you've never watched it and you like Egyptian mythology like I do, you will love this movie. It's the perfect balance between cheesy and oh so good. For me, it's the perfect cozy fall film to curl up with. So I thought I'd do that while my dinner cooks. Pro lazy girl tip: don't dirty a plate, just just eat it out of the tin you cooked it in. This is so delish, by the way. Yum. I look so ridiculous with this dumb band-aid. Can I like, can I hide it? Oh well. Anyway, I'm so bummed. I grabbed my DVD case for the Mummy. It's empty. Mummy 1 and Mummy 2 are both missing from the case. Do I know where they are? No, I don't. I have no clue where they could have gone. I do have the option of renting it from Apple TV, but it just seems like such a pity and such a waste of money when I know I own it. Couldn't tell you where it is. But on the plus side, cookies are baking now and they smell really good. It smells like I've lit a candle in here, which I haven't, but I will do, which makes me all sorts of happy. So on Apple TV, it looks like I can just straight up buy it for $8. And since I would have to rent it for $3.99, it just makes sense to have a digital copy of it as well. I wouldn't normally do that, but because I love this movie so much and I do watch it quite a lot, at least a couple times a year. Oh, the trailer's going. I think I might purchase it. Oh, even the trailer's making me happy. It's just a really cool Indiana Jones, but the Egyptian version, treasure hunt kind of movie. Like I said, if you guys haven't watched it, you're missing out. But I think I'm gonna buy it. It smells so good. I just hope they cooked long enough. Oh, those look so yummy. I'll let them cool before I eat them. Little note, I completely forgot how intense the intro of this movie is. It's not scary, it's just creepy. But once you get past the intro, it's really good. I feel like I need to over-explain things that I recommend just so I'm catering to everybody's comfort level, which I know I can't do that, but I try. Anyway, I'll try not to over-explain. Just the intro can be a lot. Get past that, you're good. Pretty much everything else is not scary. The CGI alone, although good for its time when this was made, definitely a little bit laughable now. I also feel like it makes sense to say that because I have zero threshold for scary things and I'm not scared by this movie, you'll probably be fine. Cookies are done. Let's give it a taste. They're still warm. I'll tell you what, these do taste good as raw cookie dough, but I think I've been sleeping too long on not baking them. I think my lipstick's all but gone now. That's okay. Let's read another question. What do you do for a job besides YouTube? Fair question. I don't mention it all the time, but in case you weren't aware, I'm only a part-time YouTuber. The rest of the time, I'm a nanny to 3 kiddos. I've worked in childcare the majority of my life in one facet or another, whether that was daycare, babysitting, nannying, it has all revolved around childcare, which I highly recommend to anybody who wants to be parents someday. Start out at a daycare. It'll either prepare you for having children someday or make you not want to have them at all. But if you can take care of a classroom of 10 one-year-olds all by yourself, motherhood's gonna be a breeze. It's not something I want to do the rest of my life, but it's good for now, and I'm really enjoying it. I won't lie, I am sort of hoping against hope that my channel will grow to the point where I won't have to have a job outside of the home, that I'll be able to fully focus on YouTube, as well as getting my books published, but mainly being able to do something that's creative and mine for the rest of my life. That's the hope, that's the dream. Don't know if it'll happen, but until then, I'm a nanny. Another question asks, what's the story of the beginning of your channel? What motivated you to start YouTube? That is a very fun story. So back in the days of my youth, when I was in an artist development program in Nashville, which translation means I was training to be the next Taylor Swift. I got to work with some of the best songwriters in the business. I got trained on vocals, stage performance, songwriting, guitar playing, basically every skill I would need in order to be a performer and make it in the industry. That's what an artist development program is. That's the goal. Up until that point, I really didn't have much in the way of social media. I think Facebook was my main game at the point, and it was just personal. There was nothing business related about it. So of course they encouraged me to start posting things on YouTube and create an Instagram. Let me know in the comments, those of you who were around when my handle was CastJoy Music instead of CastJoy Official. My YouTube started out as a music-based niche. Initially, I was just posting songs that I had written, and then when I found Zoe Sugg, who is a very famous vlogger, I sort of fell in love with vlogging and thought it would be a fun additive to show the behind the scenes of my life, not just the music part. I wasn't consistent at it, I didn't have an upload schedule, and I didn't even stick to that niche for very long. I quickly transitioned into adding makeup and beauty and what I considered lifestyle at the time. Then I introduced plus size clothing, and then I introduced thrifting, and all the while vlogging was still the constant thread in the background. As many times as my channel niches changed, vlogging never did. That was the thing I stuck with. That was the thing I really fell in love with filming. And then I decided to put my channel under the umbrella of Ohio, which it already was, it just wasn't titled that way. And by the way, if you really want to, you can dive into the depths of my videos and find my old music videos, some of which were really professional, some of which were more of like an acoustic unplugged studio vibe. I was very, very young, so keep that in mind when you watch. I was little baby Cass. And at one point I did unlist them all because it wasn't part of my brand anymore, but I'm a big believer in showing where you started from, how that took you to who you have become. So they're there to watch if you ever want to, but that's how my channel started out. I was a singer-songwriter and my channel was music. I will say, in hindsight, jumping around all those niches did slow my channel growth down by a lot, but I don't regret it because I never would have figured out what I actually love and gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, Ohio is my thing. Showcasing life as an Ohio resident, making people realize that Ohio is far more than cows and cornfields and a place to pass through. It has far more to offer than that. I wouldn't have ever figured that out if I hadn't started where I did. So no regrets at all, just a lot of cringe-worthy content that's there for everyone to enjoy on the internet. Sun's starting to set now. It was a beautiful day. In fact, I think we're supposed to get quite a few beautiful days coming up here over the next week, so I definitely want to take advantage of that. And by George, I think I managed to chase the blues away. Thank you for coming along and hanging out with me doing all the things that make me happy. I would like to clarify and say that filling your days with things you love, although great, isn't a cure-all. That's just a band-aid. A very nice band-aid, but it doesn't access the core of the problem. I won't pretend to give advice on how to chase away a blue day because it is so individualized to each person. All I can do is tell you what works for me on sunny days or rainy ones. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I am really desperate to finishing The Mummy, so I'm gonna leave the vlog here. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a future video from me. I upload on Wednesdays and Saturdays, both at 6 a.m. and would love for you to be part of this little online family. My goal is to get my channel monetized, which means I need 1,000 subscribers, and we're less than 100 people away. In fact, I think we're less than 80 people away. That's so cool! So if you enjoyed yourself on today's video, please consider subscribing, and let's see how big we can grow this family. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys! Mwah! Bye!